Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we'd do another bit of mixed media, and I want to make a journal cover, but just like a little small one. So I've got a piece of my scrap calico, which I've popped gesso on, and I've also added some of my gold foil bond. So like I showed you last week, making these little ones, I'm going to do sort of like a journal cover because I loved how these came out. So I've got some glue on there, so it's sort of already drying, I'm hoping. Now I am going to use, I've got some gold leaf and I've also got some silver leaf, and this silver comes out lovely. I did a little star this morning. Look at that. Don't you think that is just gorgeous? I'm loving it. So I thought I'll make a nice little journal cover. So sort of in like a Christmassy theme, seeing we're in December and we are doing Christmassy bits and pieces. So I'm going to do, and then I've got a nice big bag of bits and pieces, but I want to suit sort of like a little Christmas tree on there. So let's see how this goes. I do have a few of my distress oxides as well, which I'm not sure, I might add a little bit to the background. We shall see. But the first thing I'm going to do, so I've got my silver leaf here, so I'm just going to take some bits out. Now I have popped glue on different sections. I haven't got a clue where it is now, but I want to mix up the gold and the silver. So we will just add little bits to this and see what happens. So let's just, I'm not going to use all of this piece. I want to use, see which bit comes out the nicest. So let's just stick these on. Let's just hope that I can find the sticky bits. I haven't done a huge amount on here, but I just want sort of like little accents of it. So take my big brush and I'm just going to hopefully find bits where are sticky and stick them on. Then I will go over with the gold as well. I don't mind if it mixes up with the silver. So let me make sure, am I in shot today? Yes, a little bit further away today. So there we go, that's some silver. Let's add a little bit of gold onto here. I just love this. Once you start using it a little bit, it's like last week. I haven't had time this week to have another play. We've been really busy this week with mum and everything. She's getting a lot better, but I don't really have a huge amount of crafting time anymore, but that's okay. I can come up now and again and get my crafting fix. Now let's find a sticky bit. I think that's a sticky bit. Where was the sticky bit? A little bit on here. Okay, let's see. Oops. Just stick this down and then I can just brush some of it off once we've found the sticky bits on here. I just love how this comes out on fabric. I think it looks really good. There we go. Let's stick that down. Now I might need just a brush, which is a bit, this is one of my, oh, I did have another one, this one. Let's see if this is hard enough just to get some of the bits off. There we go. Oops. This is where you get all your gold flakes everywhere. I do have a little bag where I collect them all up in, which I can use. So just wanted this sort of like as an accent on here. Let's just shake that off. Stick that down. Love it. Okay, that's perfect. So now, shall we add a little bit of colour? I might have to get my hoover out and hoover some of this up, I think, because it's tiny little bits that you can't really keep. Right, let's pop that away. So I'm going to add just a little bit of colour on here. Shall I go for that or shall I go for the blue? Now let's just add a little bit of this in. It's got gesso on here, so I just want a little bit of colour on here, and then we can pick the best section to do the cover, can't we? I will wet this in a minute. Just spray this on. Okay, and then I love this one, which is the frayed burlap, and I do like the old paper as well, actually. Don't want this to be too dark. Oops. Okay, love this. Now this is tea dye, which I used Tattered Rose before, which is very similar colour. Just add a bit. It's just getting a nice sort of background to your work, which I think makes a big difference, doesn't it? Let's give it a quick spray. I know this is going to be wet, but I'm going to leave it in a minute when I've done it, and then I will come back to it. I'm going to use a little bit of tumbled glass, a little bit of blue. I think it might just make it a little bit sort of more sort of Christmassy, if you know what I mean. But I do think blue and silver work super, don't they? Just looks lovely. Go in here, and then I want to just add bits of lace and bits of fabric on top, and then maybe I want sew it as well. So it's going to be a real mix of all sorts, I'm hoping, anyway. So let's just add a little bit. Oops. Okay. Spray it again. Perfect. So I've got some white paper underneath, but I don't think it's really come through. But I do like the way this is looking. Love it. Let's get a little brush. Let's just take this. Brush that in just a little bit. Now it's wetter, I think I might add a little bit more blue. Or what was this one? I think the frayed burlap might be, do you think, a bit nicer where the gold is. Don't want it to be too dark, really. Let's put little bits on. lovely. Let's just have a little bit of splatty blue in there. There we go. Right, I'm going to be back in 2 minutes because I'm just going to let this dry, and then we will come back and see what that looks like, and then we will cut the section out which is going to be the nicest bit for the journal, and then we can add the fabric collagey bits onto that. So I will be 2 seconds. Okay, so that's quite dry now. I did add a few more bits of the gold and silver leaf because I had little tacky bits around, so I just added a little bit more to it. So what I have got here, I've got half a piece of A4 paper, which I thought would fit perfectly for the journal cover, and I've just folded it sort of like that. Okay, got a little centimetre spine on it, but not that it really matters at the moment. So I think I'm just going to pop it on there like that, and then just cut down this bit because I want to decorate this, obviously this side, and that bit hasn't got too much of the background in, so I'm not going to cover up too much. I do like this bit. I do like this as the sort of like bottom of your journal. I think it looks really nice. So I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to get my scissors and just chop this off about there, I think. Just like that, and then pop that to the side. And then I'm going to, I can always cut it down a little bit more afterwards, but it's just, doesn't need to be perfect. So that's going to be our cover, which I think is really nice. Okay, so let's just, no, that's the back, or that's the inside. I wonder if I can get that a little bit scruffy, do you think? It's just, might have a little bit too much glue and gesso on it, but let's see. It might eventually, mightn't it? Let's just give it a quick, there we go. Little scruff up. Okay, I'll do. So this is going to be the front. Let's get rid of these bits of cotton. So that's going to be the front, like that. Because this I want obviously as the bottom piece. Get rid of those pieces. Now, so I'm going to give me like a little tiny journal. So I would like, maybe I won't have a spine on it, maybe I'll just have it like that. Just going to put like a little sort of scrappy Christmas tree on there, because I want this as a present for somebody. And I've got this, which is lovely. Just old pieces of lace. Oh look, that could be the bottom of the tree, couldn't it? Might just glue gun this down actually. Let's just turn my glue gun on, just so it sticks down a little bit. Now I also have some of this, which I was thinking of putting on something so it's a little bit different. This is some beautiful tissue paper. So this has got these gorgeous roses on it. So I was thinking of just having just a few little bits, just to make it sort of like a little bit shabby. Let's get a brush. Just a tiny bit sort of different, I think. I'm trying to say, just, I'm going to just stick it down. Oh, let's open it up so I don't make a big mess. What this? Should have done this first really and let this dry, shouldn't I? But that's okay. I just think this tissue paper is just so pretty, and I think it will go really well, because although you've got this sort of like silvery and gold bits on it, it's quite, I want it to be a little bit sort of shabby on there. I think that blends in really, really well. Let's go this way. Yes, that looks really nice, doesn't it? Let's have a little bit along the top. I hope you can see that. Maybe I should just come in just a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Let's make that little rose go up the right way. Oh, I do like it. Bit on the back. This is just some matte medium that I'm using, and it's a really nice runny one. I can't remember where I got this tissue paper from. I think it might have even been Amazon. I will have a look, and if it is, I will pop a link in on my Amazon storefront. Do you think that's enough? So I want to put this on. I think that will do. There we go. Let's pop that to the side. Pop that there. Right, I'm just going to quickly dry this. Okay, so I've just dried that. I've come back out again with the camera so we can see what we are doing. Let's fold that back over like that. Oh, I think that's really cute. Now I'm just going to, it looks nice at the top, but it also looks nice at the bottom, because that could also be sort of like the trunk of the little tree, couldn't it? Like that. Nice and shabby. Look at this. Nice bit of bling in there as well. Okay, let me just cut this. Where's my scissors gone? There we go. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to add just a tiny bit to here. Put this on, just so that's in the middle. Actually, I might just bring that down a little bit. Nice and scruffy and shabby, isn't it? Right, let's add a little bit of this. Just want to like layer this up if we can. Okay. Scrunch little fabricy layers in there. What else have we got? A bit of pink, a little bit lacy. And that might be nice on another layer of it, mightn't it? Let's have a little bit. think I might go for a little bit of the pink in there actually, and then a little bit of this. Let's just cut it so it's got a little bit of shape to it. I want it to cover this little bit, like that. Oops. Let's go from the middle, scrunch that up. Sort of, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Do like that. Now I could do with maybe a little bit more of this in there, I think. Let's have another shiny bit. I cut a piece off somewhere. Oops. Lovely little shiny pieces. Lovely little sequins coming off. Okay, let's just pop a little bit on here. That might be a bit too much. Gosh, I haven't used a glue gun for a little while. Perfect. Do with a glue gun stand. I might have to make one at some point because my glue gun doesn't like standing up very well. Then this could be the top bit. Shall I cut that off? Should we cut it so it does the Christmassy tree shape? And then that's got that lovely little bit there. Let's pop this on. Oops. There we go. Oh, I do like that. Oh, cute. Just pop a little bit of this just on the top, just so it layers it up. Lovely. Right, now we need a little something to go on top of the tree, don't we? What should we have? Glue in there. Gorgeous. Now I need a little bow to go on there, I think. Should we stick that down a little bit? Looks like a little tree trunk, doesn't it? Gorgeous. I love it. Okay, what should we have? I've got a star. I cut out a star somewhere. Or a star shape. Glue gun. Here we go. Now, I've got a little star. Do you think that's going to be the right size? Should we cut a piece of this out so we have a... Or do you think that would blend in too well? Decisions. Well, maybe not. Maybe if it's gold. Shall I put that on there and cut that out? Let's cut it so it's straight, then I can use some of that afterwards, can't I? Which is the best bit. And that's the best bit. There. Cut this out. This is just a paper star that I have got some templates coming out soon of all sorts of different things, because it's easier to have templates, isn't it? Look at that. What do you think? Beautiful. Now what I need to do is darken the edges of this little star. Shall we do that with paint or ink? Shall I see? Let's just see if we can ink this up. What do you reckon? Does it work? Not really dark enough, I don't think. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I think that looks really cute. Oh, it does look good. And we can just pop you up there. Maybe we'll have to pop it down a little bit lower, because I want to sew around here, and I don't really want to sew on top of the star. So let's just move this a little bit further down. A little bit of glue. Pop this down there. And then pop this on top. Oops, stuck to my finger. There we are. Oh, look at that. I just think that's gorgeous. So little bits of fabric. You could actually pop little things, bells or all sorts of things on there. Look at this piece. Tuck that in. No, I shall leave it. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, loving that. Now, do you think my sewing machine will sew through that? Let me have a go. So I'm going to just sew around on little random bits just to keep that in. Just to make sure it's stuck on there properly. So I will be back 2 seconds. Okay, so there we go. Oh, I just love it. Look at that. I've just done some little wiggly lines around the outside of it, and then just did the little trunk. But when I sewed across there, I had folded it in half, so I actually sewed through both of them. So it took me a little longer because I had to unpick it. Silly Billy. But it's okay. It's all looks lovely, and I'm so happy how it's turned out. So let's just get rid of all these little bits. You can see the little line there, look. But that's all right. So that's the little wiggly lines I've done, so that looks good. Look at that. I love it. I haven't sewn in between here because I do have obviously the glue gun, and I don't want to break my needle. So we have got lots of different elements in this one, haven't we? Just gorgeous. Now I've got a little bit of, I might just go in there, just stick that little bit down like that. Love it, absolutely love it. So what I want to do now, we have to obviously pop something on the inside, don't we, to line it. But that looks great. Now let's just see. Let's do this. So that's going to be the size of our pages in there, so that will fit perfectly. Just probably one signature, I think. Love it. Now what should we pop on the inside? We need just a plain piece. Okay, I've got this piece here. This is a different one. I could line it with that. That would look quite nice, wouldn't it? I might actually line this. This is how I get them from my local shop. Now this is 365, which is in euros, and it's 80 by 100 centimeters. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. It's so lovely to work with. And it just frays lovely, doesn't it? So let's just take this off. Oops, my glue gun. Really do need a stand for my glue gun. Okay, there. So you get quite a lot of this. Love the colour. Okay, get there in a minute. Let's just pop that. We shall pop that down like that. Now I don't mind if this frays around the edges. So I need to. So I cut that there. Don't want to cut my little tassely bits off. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to cut down here. Lovely. Pop that to the side. My big mess on the side of my desk. Now, shall we put something in between this, or shall I iron a little bit of, maybe I will iron just a tiny bit of interfacing onto this one. Just need one side. Oh, and look, I've got a piece here. That will fit, won't it? So if I cut this off, just so it stiffens it up just a little bit. Don't know my scissors. And then I will just quickly go and iron this on. I don't want it to be really, I don't want to put any card or paper in between it, because I don't want it to be that thick and heavy. I want it to be sort of like a nice journal cover, which is quite fabricy, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to quickly go and iron that on, and then this will go in between. I'll cut it down a little bit so it fits perfect, and then that will just make that little bit a bit harder. That will be the inside. Oops, don't want that piece, do we? Okay guys, I will be 2 seconds. Okay, so there we go. I have ironed that onto there. So what I'm going to do now is just stick this onto here before I sew around the whole outside of it. So just like that. So let's just stick that down. Now I'm just going to stick it down with some glue stick, because I'm going to sew around it anyway, and I just want it to stick together. So I'm just going to go on with a little bit of glue stick, and then the glue's not going to go through like that. So let's just put a nice sticky bit of glue stick on here. Okay, that's one of my little shinies. I'll pick that off. Oh my gosh, little sequin on there. So let's just stick this down like that. I did go around the edge and sort of like ruffle it off a bit. So let's just stick that down like that. Once that's on, I can just sew around the outside, and then we have a really simple little journal cover, and I just love it. And then we can pop some paper inside, a little signature inside. So again, I'm going to pop off, and I'm just going to sew all the way around the outside. So 2 seconds. Okay, perfect. Look at that. I think that looks lovely. I'm loving the colour of the inside. So that just folds in half perfectly like that. I think it looks gorgeous. I might like to keep this one. Now I've got some tea stain paper, so I'm just going to quickly make a signature. So all I'm going to do is just fold these in half and tear them down like that. So I will speed this up a little bit because you don't need to see me doing this. Like that. Love it. Might put some more in actually. Should we do one signature or two? That should be enough. That's quite a nice size, isn't it? So I'm not quite sure how many sheets that is. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we've got 32 sheets, 32 pages in there. And I think that just fits lovely. So let's sew that in. Let me get my little box. That will go perfect, won't it? Shall we have the big thick embroidery or darning needle? There's my little book. Let's get this done. Let's open this up. Look at the state of my book. Open this up like that. That's the middle. Make sure we are in the middle properly. Like this. Pop that down there. Where's my awl? Put one in the middle. One there. And then we have another one there. So I'm going to just keep that in the middle there for a minute. Just so we know where that is. And we're going to have 3 lengths of this. 1, 2, 3. Oops, cut that off. Put this on. Okay. Going to put it through. Shall we come? I think I might have it so they're coming from the outside. So then maybe I could hang something off them. Let's go through there. Like that. And down through there. I'm going to go through it. Let's see. There we go. There we go. That's easier than normal. Let's pop this one through there. And there we go. Let's go this way. Okay, let's push that in there. Pull this tight. Either side. That level? I think that's pretty level. It up like that. So again, this would probably look quite nice with a seam binding signature in, or tied in with a signature, but you'd have to make bigger holes in there. You'd have to punch them, I think. But look at that. I think that looks great. Shall we hang some little beads off there? I've got a nice little box of little beads. Oh, I might just use the wooden ones. I think I will just use the wooden ones. I'm going to have 3 on each. 2, 4, 6. Lovely. Let's just put these on. I think the little wooden ones work really well because it's pretty sort of shabby then, isn't it? Got little bits not quite go through. Got little bits of woody bits in there. So there we go. 1, 2. Now I think I might need, so it's going to have to do quite a big knot. What have we got in here I can put on the end? Gosh, I've got these, but I'm not quite sure I'll be able to get through. They look nice in between. Actually, they might look nice in between. Let's change it up again. Let's put, can I get that through? No. It's going to be a bit of a palaver to get that through, I think. Let's hang one of these off. That might look quite nice, actually. They're quite big though, aren't they? got a smaller silver one. What would that look like with the wood? Actually, it might look quite nice. The smaller ones are better, or should we have the gold? Actually, I like the gold. Gosh, decisions today. Right, do we have 3 of these? I can always change it up afterwards. Let's just pop these on and do them up, shall we? Because that looks nice, doesn't it? How far? There. Let's tie a little knot round it. There we go. Tie a little knot. It's a nice thing about this, the wax, obviously it's the wax thread. It ties the knots really lovely. They don't really come undone. So let's just pop those on. Let's pop this one on. Through there, nice little bit of bling. Let's hang them down. Don't really want them to be the same length. Let's just go up just a little bit. There we are. Perfect. So that is a really quite a simple journal. Once you've made your lovely page, it's quite easy to put together. Once you've made your cover, I mean, you've got this lovely little dingly danglies with a little bling on the end. Look at that. Isn't that just lovely? Love it. So there we go, guys. Simple, lovely mixed media collage journal cover, and I love it. So fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have had a fantastic weekend. Looking forward to next week. Lots and lots of projects I would like to do if I have time. And thank you so much for joining me. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you all soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.